Hi, it's me again, and I'm back on the frying pan because I cannot shut up. I know people are not gonna believe me when I say that I wasn't expecting the situation to blow up to the proportions that it has blown up to, but here we are, I guess. I don't know if a lot of people are gonna watch this video are not gonna know what I'm talking about, so I'm probably gonna ease your way into it a little bit. And I also want to preface all of this by saying that this is not me trying to start a back and forth on YouTube. Um, I'm done with that. I think if you have been following me for a while, I've been pretty decent at actually keeping my word, and I just don't want to go, back into the whole drama channel aspect that I was during Veilguard because I'm done with that aspect of my career, if you can call it that. And I'm generally not interested in just being that person anymore, even though it can, be at the detriment of my views or engagement or whatever, because that's not who I am and I don't want to be. So there's that. But now that that's out of the way, people will believe me, people will not believe me. I don't really care at this point. Um, so apparently I'm having a falling out with another channel, Endymion, who most of you will know if you follow me or you follow Hypnotic, Kata, Treyas. Like we are, or we're in the same circle. So if you know one of us, you probably know the rest of us. And I wasn't expecting it to get this big, to be honest. I know a lot of people will say, oh, you knew exactly what you were doing, this is what you were expecting. And that's your opinion. I'm trying to be as polite as I can. Not even polite, I'm trying to be civil. I feel like in my previous videos like this, I sin in the sense of I sin in being really passionate about what I'm speaking about. And sometimes that gets away from me, and people perceive me as being really angry, which is not the case. I just sound like that like 99.9% of the time. If you think that's tiring, imagine being me. I'm gonna try to stay level headed. I mean, I've been level headed for the entire controversy or falling out or disagreement or whatever you want to call it, because I generally didn't expect the response that I got. Maybe I should have. Maybe I was being naive. The whole thing with Endymion, I feel like a lot of people think it just came out of nowhere. It was just me attacking him completely out of nowhere, which I understand because I cannot expect everyone to be on top of everyone else's bullshit 100% of the time. But for me, because I am part of this controversy, this fight, this beef, I know where it all stemmed from. For me, this all started back during the entire Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 controversy. And I will explain what I'm talking about. So, I already made a video about it, and maybe now I would phrase things different in that video, but the core of my opinion stands that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is a decent game. It's a good game when you look at it objectively. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, that's completely fine. Plenty of people have disagreed with me, unfollowed me, unsubscribed because of my opinion on that game, and that's completely fine. Like, I'm not here to try to change anyone's minds. But I think, and a lot of people think objectively, the game is a good game. A lot of people have enjoyed it, have 100%ed, have replayed it, and they like it. The whole game, the controversy around that game was completely brain dead, in my opinion. Like, I understand that the whole process of promoting the game, like Daniel Vavra, I don't know if he's a game director anymore or whatever, but the creator of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, he ruffled a lot of feathers during the promotion for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, maybe on purpose. Maybe he knew that if he, poked a lot of beehives, people would just talk about the game more and that would get him more traction. I don't know. I'm not Daniel Vavra, but it did work. And a lot of people like Endymion just took it very personally. Prior to that point, my interaction with Endymions have been very minimal in the sense of like I had DM'd him. Well, we DM'd each other a couple times during the Veilguard controversy. We shared a couple of opinions. He invited me onto his podcast, and that was the end of that. Like, we were never friends. I think we were barely colleagues, honestly, and that was fine by me. But from the interactions that I had with him, maybe that's my fault. I thought he was much more level headed than he turned out to be. But that was my impression of him. That compared to me, he was a much more level headed content creator. Like, he was much more objective and careful in how he phrased things. Turns out that's not the case. We'll get there. That preconception that I had of him kind of crumbled completely during the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 controversy. If you're not familiar with the controversy, not even just like, oh, there's a black guy in the game, or it's not historically accurate, which I can understand those concerns and those like points of disagreement. I can get behind that. I've spoken at length with people that fully disagree with me on the game, and I think I have informed my opinion on the game a little bit more. But my bottom line with that game was just like people being really stupid about the gay romance. Let me explain a little bit. For me, the romance was completely optional. It was just completely like kind of like fluff for that game. It's not a romance game. It's not about sharing your feelings and, you know, walking into the sunset together. I was very vocal about that. In Endymion had the completely opposite stance. To the point where it started to kind of resemble people like John de la Rose, which is not good. If you don't know him, John de la Rose is just a contrarian. It's basically a religious zealot. He's had a lot of controversies and allegations that turn out to be true thrown his way. He's just overall not a good person to associate with or be associated, like be compared to. And Endymion's stakes, in my opinion, it's my opinion, were resembling very much the opinions of people like George and John de la Rose. And then with the entire, at the peak of the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 controversy, I don't know if I can find the tweets. If I do, I will put them on screen. The allegations started to like run wild in the community, which was basically my last straw. Like, that was my breaking point for me in the cultural war. I just couldn't believe my eyes, because I understand actual criticism that I might not share, but I can understand like people having actual criticisms and being skeptical about a game for X or Y, and then just people not liking the creator of the game, having beef with the creator of the game, and then outright lying about said game having minor sex in it to just boycott it. And unfortunately, Endymion was one of those people that downright lied to his audience about this pedo thing. He downright lied to his audience about it. And again, if I find the tweets, I will post them. But he pushed this narrative of like, if you play this game, you're supporting pedophilia, which I was flabbergasted, to be fair. And I replied to that, and I was very shocked. And I think I said something about like Endymion don't jump the gun. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. Obviously, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I did say you're jumping the gun. Take a step back. This 100% it's gonna be a counter argue in like a couple days. You're gonna be proven very, very wrong, and you're gonna suffer from this. Your reputation is gonna suffer. And he basically said like, oh, so you think that this is normal, so you support this, which was very weird. It's like, okay, that's not what I said. I'm telling you to like take a step back. He didn't listen to me. Grams reached out to me. I think he replied to one of my posts, and he tried to get me to calm down about this, like, oh, they're trying to get us to rift apart. This is what they want. Grum's behavior. And I told him, I knew that Grams and Endymion were friends, and I told him, Grams, reach out to Endymion. Like, you guys are closer than I am with him. I told him, Grams, reached out to him, like, privately, DM him, and tell him to not jump the gun because it's not gonna look good in a few days. And neither of them listened to me, which that's fair. That's okay. But unfortunately for them, I was proven right, and the entire controversy and lies were proven wrong, and people were not happy with that. And to this day, people have not forgotten Endymion's stance on that, and his credibility has suffered a lot, in my opinion, because of that. That's where it started for me. Then recently, Grams have had a lot of allegations thrown his way, which again, they're allegations. Nothing is confirmed until, he's proven guilty. He's innocent until proven guilty. That's his right as a human being. I haven't really cared about Grams in a very long time. Like, I never really cared about Grams. He always came off as someone very detrimental to the movement. I don't want to call it a movement, but you know what I'm talking about, to the culture war. I never understood his appeal and why people follow him, but that's my opinion. Again, you don't have to share it. I'm just explaining where I'm coming from and where this all is stemmed from. And I personally don't respect the guy for a multitude of reasons. But Endymion and Grams are friends, they're colleagues. They interact a lot on on Twitter, unfortunately for me. And there's only so much I can see of people just being willingly obtuse and manipulative before I pop off. I understand that that's not a virtue, that's a flaw of my character. And I was expressing my views on Grams of how I just feel like people were kind of sweeping everything he's done and the way that he's behaved under the rug, like even before the allegations were out, which again, it's not a crime. They're allegations. They're like rumors, gossip, or whatever. But I've had problems with him before I knew all of those allegations. I was very vocal about that. And I was very vocal about the fact that a lot of people, big content creators that are mutuals with him on social media or even friends, they were very willingly silent about it, which again is their right to be, but it's also my right to speak on it if I want to speak on it. So I did. Again, people disagreed, people agree with me, I don't care. And then Endymion started like posting videos and tweets about the situation, 100% supporting Grams, which again, it's his right. It's his opinion, that's how he feels about the situation, fine. But I'm on the completely opposite side of the ring here. And in my opinion, again, I have to say it multiple times so people understand that this is my opinion. This is how I experienced the entire situation and why I reacted the way that I reacted. I had been seeing Endymion for the past like couple days after the allegations dropped, just getting more and more emotional and more just extreme in the way that he phrased things on social media. He came across really manipulative. Like, I don't know. Again, I'll post the tweets. the way that he was phrasing things, can I speak, was just very manufactured, in my opinion. It just came across as him trying to rile people up and basically use his audience as a shield to deflect the allegations, to deflect the criticism, any criticism on Grams. And he was just being very Endymion about it, apparently. I didn't know that he was like this. And I did quote tweeting him on that. I don't remember exactly what he says. I think I have it over here. He tweeted, "The law has been broken to attack and bring down the people who want video games to stop pushing agendas. It's all insufferable and highly illegal. This has to end." And this was just him reacting to people just exposing Grams, which it's not a hard thing to do because the man won't shut up in social media 24/7. He's just, being a walking red flag for how many years he's been on social media. And I reacted to this because at this point, there was the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 bad takes, in my opinion, that he had, and just kind of the downward spiral he's been since that point of getting more and more extremist in his views. I responded to this saying, "Endymion, let's not pretend you don't have your own agenda when it comes to video games," which I believe he does. Since the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 controversy, I think it was very obvious that he did have a set of rules and parameters that a game had to follow to a T for it to be a good game. Otherwise, it's an affront to God, and if you support it or you dare to enjoy it or you buy it, you're a traitor and you are you don't deserve to speak about video games ever again. You've built a career of hyperbolizing every controversy, spinning every narrative to fit your bias, and profiting from outrage. I know a lot of people don't like how I phrase this, so I'm just gonna try to explain what I was thinking when I wrote it the best I can. I understand that a lot of people felt like, oh, she's calling me out as well. I do this. If I'm not referring to you, if I'm not quote tweeting you or adding you in my tweet, it's not about you. I wasn't trying to just take a stab at every single person that comments on the culture war or has a negative opinion on this and that. That wasn't what this was about. But I don't know, you can agree or disagree with me. I've watched a couple of Endymion's videos, and I don't know, he just doesn't like anything, which is, again, he's right. As a person, a content creator, he can talk about whatever he wants, the same way that I can talk about whatever I want. But he doesn't like anything. He hates everything, and I don't think that's real. I don't think someone can just go through life hating every single piece of social media that they ever come across. At this point, it just comes across very manufactured. His hate, his views on certain topics. It just feels like he, in my opinion, again, he just picks whatever take it's the most popular online, and then he makes an entire video around that negative take. Other content creators that I follow, which again, most of them I disagree with in some aspect or another, at least they try to give their own opinions about it. I feel like they're much more level-headed when they express their opinions about something. Hypnotic comes to mind, and Atreus and Kata and Leon and a lot of others. I just watch their videos and I can tell that they believe what they're saying. They're not trying to sell me anything. That's their opinion. You can either take it or leave it. With Endymion, I just feel like he is selling me an opinion. And if I don't buy it, then I'm in trouble. The truth is, this endless cycle of manufactured culture wars is exactly what's killing your so-called movement. I do believe this. I believe manufactured rage and just having to complain about a game for one aspect or another, or just outright lying about said game when you don't have anything to complain about, like factually, it's very detrimental. That's one of the reasons I don't with Grams, and I never did. And one of the reasons why I don't with Endymion anymore, because I just feel like their criticisms, which is not even criticisms at this point, like their hate towards video games comes from a place that it's not genuine, it's not real, and that doesn't help anyone, that doesn't help anything. If every single game that you don't like, it's a bad game, and therefore anyone that plays it is an idiot. Like we're not going anywhere with that mentality. You don't want a fair discourse, you want a perpetual conflict because it keeps you relevant. I believe this. If he was more balanced on his takes and balanced on the type of content that he makes, maybe I wouldn't see it this way. My view on him wouldn't be like this stark. But again, it's what I said. All he has to say is, I hate this, this is bad, this is terrible, this is mid. And that's it. Like there's no nuance to any of that, like those takes and or his videos, in my opinion. So that's why I said that. Even when a game is widely praised, you'll twist the narrative, cherry pick, and outright lie, like you did with Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, just to push your ideology. And that's a fact. Everyone saw that happen. Whether you think a game is good or bad, that's besides the point, but I think we can all agree that he did lie about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Like he lied. He spread misinformation knowing that people were just gonna take his take and what he said at face value. And then once, that ended and he was proven wrong, then he washed his hands off of it, but that's what happened. And I said, you're not fighting for gaming, you're farming engagement. It's my opinion. People might think that I'm farming engagement right now, and that's your opinion, and you're entitled to it as I'm entitled to mine. Again, I think his takes like nuance and actual honesty to them, and I don't buy it the same way that I might buy like criticism from other content creators, because I genuinely believe that they don't like something or that they're like really upset about something. I might not agree with them, but with Endymion, I don't have that. His videos come across as very manufactured. At this point, both extremes have blurred together and you've become exactly what you claim to oppose. And I stick to this. Now that you got my deconstruction of why I said what I said and whatever, could I have handled this more maturely? Yes, I think both sides are in the wrong here. I wouldn't say I regret quote tweeting this, like his tweet, and saying this, because it is my honest to God opinion about this entire situation and my opinion about him and his content. He will tell you his opinion about me very soon. But I thought at least that compared to my other tweets calling people out, which I have plenty of those, I was harsh, but I was civil. I didn't call anyone any names. I didn't, make it personal. I just tried to give my point of view, like criticism to him in an honest way, in a mature way. Could I have DM'd him this? Sure, but I don't DM people. For me, it was never a matter of like, oh, you could have done this privately. That's not how I do things. If I'm gonna talk shit, I will always talk shit to your face. I'm never gonna do it behind your back. That's not who I am. And he didn't take it well. And so I said all of that, which again, you might agree with me or not, and you might think that I was disrespectful to him or not. For me, it was just criticism, and he was in his entire right to like be upset about what he said, because again, I was criticizing him in his career and his work. But I don't think his response to my criticism did him any favors. and you might agree with me or not when I read it to you. I regret every platforming you in any way. So I'm trying very hard like to not be me, which is not, but there was a mistake, a typo there. He was obviously very upset, and when he typed this, you will see. So whatever. You're delusional and retarded. There's no point in discussing anything with you. That's your opinion, and sure, I agree. I want to talk about like the I regret ever platforming you in any way. For me, I feel like that's very condescending. I've had that thrown to me a lot, and I guess people might think that oh, they made me who I am, which again I find extremely condescending. The reason why I got viral during Veilguard was because I was very vocal about a Veilguard and I hated Veilguard. And I kind of went viral, on my own. Like people were uh, reacting to my videos, positive, negative, I don't care. But I was getting a lot of traction on my own, and then clips were taken from my videos and sent to people like Asmon Gold, or people were posting it and tagging Endymion or Grams or Smash JT, and that's how these people got to know me. I don't think they made me. I don't think they gave me a platform. I did that. And they did uplift me, and I will be thankful for that. Sure, but I don't think they made me in the way that he phrases it. It's just like really demeaning to my opinions and my work that I did during Veilguard. So that's my 2 cents on that. Kingdom Come 2 is mid. His opinion, completely valid. Shadows is mid. I 100%ed these games. Again, that's his go-to answer for a lot of this. Is like, well, I hate this game because, it doesn't follow my worldview. And if you disagree with me, you can't, because I 100%ed the game. And therefore, my opinion, it's what goes, which is not how that works. You're just looking for Twitter engagement because your YouTube channel is effectively dead before it even started. Okay. My opinion on that, sure. If I was Twitter, engagement, I was looking for Twitter engagement because my channel is dead. I would be talking about every single controversy under the sun. I feel like I don't do that. I don't do that either on Twitter or YouTube anymore. Like I've talked about this, like a lot of people kind of expecting me to keep the grind after Veilguard, like to keep that level of anger that I had with Veilguard with every other game that came out, and I cannot, out of being genuine and honest with my audience, I cannot do that because I simply don't care about other games like I care about Dragon Age. So I can never have that level of anger and just, be so passionate about speaking on a topic like I did with Veilguard, because I simply don't have that level of investment in other titles. I've said that multiple times. I cannot make a video shitting on Assassin's Creed Shadows because I don't care about Assassin's Creed. I said multiple times that the anger ended with Veilguard when Veilguard failed, and then I switched my content to what I wanted to make and what I want to make to this day. And sure, it doesn't rake in like the thousands upon thousands of views that me being angry about a Veilguard did, but I'm still happy with the content that I make. And the fact that he's trying to shame me for sticking to my principles and just doing what I want to make, when he originally was also a lore channel. Like he, in my channel and his channel, kind of like did the opposite. He was originally a lore channel, and then he went into making videos like he makes nowadays. And I didn't have an original YouTube channel because I just started posting videos because I was very upset about Veilguard. But I started making videos about Veilguard, and then when I was done with that, I went into making lore videos. and videos about RPGs and writing, and that's what I want to make. And the fact that he's shaming me for that because my channel is dead or I don't get as many views as he does is kind of like, okay, sure, but that's kind of irrelevant to everything that I criticized you about in my original tweet. So I don't understand. And then he just completely like drops the ball, in my opinion. Just go demanding more presence from your simp followers. Maybe if enough of them buy from your wish list, you will feel better. Um, this kind of struck me as a very low blow because he's just coming at me for being a woman, which I don't think it's necessary when you're dealing with me. Like, there's a lot about my character that you can pick apart. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be me being a woman and having male followers. Like, I have followers of all walks of life and just people that actually share my opinions or like me as a person. And to add insult to injury, a lot of my followers are his followers as well. So the fact that he's just very comfortable calling everyone a simp, it's just stupid. It's just not, that's not the angle he should have taken with this. Then he goes to say, she has a boyfriend, by the way, guys. She's not going to be with you. You're just buying this parasite free stuff and she's letting it go to her head. I don't understand the angle of this because I've been extremely outspoken about having a partner, having a boyfriend since the beginning of my channel. Since, you know, I started like getting quite a lot of views on my streams and everything, I've never denied having a boyfriend. I've outright like multiple times, I don't think in every stream, because guess what, my boyfriend watches my streams, he comments on my chat all the time, I have conversations with him on stream, and you know, we play games together on stream. Yeah, I talk about him all the time. I think my audience likes my boyfriend more than they like me at this point. So I don't understand what he was trying to do with this. Aside from, like, that's not even a slight to me, because why is me having a boyfriend a bad thing? It's just a slight to people that watch me, because you're just assuming that the only reason they watch me is because they want to get in my pants, which I'm sure there's people like that. I don't disagree with that, but you're just generalizing and saying like, oh, they only watch you or they only agree with you because they thought you didn't have a boyfriend, which is just a way to, again, try to deflect any sort of criticism and any sort of like support that I might get because of that criticism, as, oh, they actually don't agree with you on this. They don't actually hate me or they don't actually dislike me as a content creator. They are only saying that because they want to sleep with you, which if you go onto this tweet and you read the replies, it's fun watching the replies in this one. How someone who's stagnated this quickly thinks she's in any position to act like she's somehow morally superior or just in terms of any culture war is beyond me. I don't think I'm morally superior to anyone. I think I've stated multiple times that don't listen to me in what I say. I am extremely biased in all my opinions, obviously. So why would you listen to me? Don't listen to anyone. Don't listen to him either. That's what I say. But again, whatever you do, that's on you. Go back to obscurity, you foul-mouthed parasitic fool. Never speak my name again. And don't tell me what to do. I'm done giving you any clout that you so desperately crave. You speak for nobody but your self-serving materialistic self. I have never... Is that bad? Is that bad that I've actively said multiple times that I can only speak about my experiences and I can only speak about how I feel and how I just take in the world around me, and I can only give you my opinion on things, and what I say doesn't go. And I've been really adamant to tell it to my audience of like, when I'm giving you my opinion, it's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. I actually encourage you to don't agree with me if you don't want to. Tell me why you don't agree with me. Let's have a conversation. So why is speaking for myself a bad thing? Go annoy that Eddie person if you want drama. I'm done with you. Eddie just caught us straight here. I'm sorry, Eddie. From the bottom of my heart, I don't understand. Eddie, you can watch the video. You can read the tweets. I didn't mention you once, and, and he just grabbed Eddie and throw them under the bus. Sorry for that. Just I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. I feel like a lot of people weren't expecting this from the reception his reply to me has gotten online. I don't think, first of all, I don't think many people agree with this or with him, which again, um, just a very weird way to react to what I think was a tweet that it's one of my most chill tweets in existence. Like, for the preconception that I had of him as a level headed man and someone that was willing to have a conversation, I really try my best in the original tweet to just be professional and actually explain of why I'm making the criticism, like where I'm coming from, why I think the way that I think about him and his content. And he just went on a personal attack that managed to not address a single point of criticism. I don't think he managed to defend himself on a single point of what I criticized him for. I just think he made matters worse for himself, which it's not a good look. And again, that's his prerogative. The main reason I'm making this video, it's because it's getting a lot of traction online, this dispute, this disagreement, this fallout, and it's affecting my work, it's affecting my other work. Sure, you might not enjoy my other videos, but I do enjoy them, and I do put a lot of time and effort in them. And people, because I haven't made a video on it, I wasn't planning on making a video on it, are just starting to comment on my other videos, completely derailing conversations that were being had in, lore videos and theory videos that I'm making. So I have decided, like, I'm just gonna give you my side of the story. You can believe it, you can think that I'm lying, that's okay. But I thought that it was better to just like give you a space where you can have a discourse and you can have your opinions and you can comment on without kind of like derailing my other work, because I don't think that's fair to me. Like, I think aside from what you might think of me, I've actually been true to my word of I'm gonna make what I want to make. I want to make the videos that I want to watch on YouTube. People might watch them, they might not, but it's what I want to make. So I would appreciate it if you didn't talk about Endymion in this situation in my videos about Dragon Age lore or something like that, because it doesn't belong there. It belongs here. So if you have any opinions on the matter, and if you want to, give me your 2 cents, do so. And that's going to be that for this. I don't care how many people post videos, how many people react to this video. If he makes any videos in response, I don't want to go back to back and forth drama. I don't want to go back to like, oh, she said, he said, they said this about me, so now I have to respond. It's very tiring. It's very exhausting for me personally. It doesn't do me any good, mentally and physically. It's not the type of content creator that I want to be. So I just won't be. But I think this is like the exception. This is a one-time thing. Don't expect me to like respond to any more criticism on this matter or like opinions on this matter from other content creators, because I simply don't want to. I might talk about it or comment about it, or if you have any questions, I will talk about them in the comment section or on Twitter. But aside from that, this is it for me. I hope it was what you wanted to see. Not what you wanted to hear, but what you wanted to see. I hope like this kind of puts things more into perspective, whether you agree with it or you disagree, or you think this entire thing is just absolutely stupid, which I'm starting to believe as well. But aside from that, that's that. Thank you for watching, and thank you for putting up with me for this long. I think I didn't make a lick of sense in this. Forgive me. I'm not used to talking to the camera without having like a chat actively, bothering me on the side. So we'll see how this comes out when I edit it a little bit. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.
If you're a fucking fair dinkum fucking full-grown Aussie, this is what you'd have for breakfast, you fucking dog cunts. A fucking BB